What's going on, people? Q back here again with another video for you. In today's video, we're about to change the tires on the Camaro. So I have the winter set on right now, and I'm ready to put the summer set on. It's nice out here today. So if you don't know, I'm from Michigan, and it's been very cold lately, but today is warm, and I'm gonna put my summer set on. And I can guarantee you it's gonna snow like very soon. That's just how it is here in Michigan. But stay tuned. So I haven't jacked up the Camaro before myself, so I got a few things that I want to show you all on how to jack up this car. It's going to be my first time too, so we're going to go on this journey together. And before you leave the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. So let's jump into it and let me get the car out the garage. Once the car is out the garage, I want to practice safety first. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on the parking brake right here, and I'm going to leave it in gear. So I got a bunch of stuff to make this job a little easier for me so I can do it at home. I normally go to Discount Tire and have them do it, but I have to sit and wait for like an hour, and then I got to make 2 trips taking all the tires in the Camaro, so I can only get 3 in at the most. So what I have here, I got this low profile jack that I got from Harbor Freight. You can also get that on Amazon. Alright, so here's everything I bought to jack the car up. We have a jack pad, jack stands, and we have a lug wrench. So this is like a new age lug wrench. The ones that I'm used to look like an X, but this has like a universal, well, not universal, it has like 4 of these lug adapters at the end, so it can go on either side. And that just goes on the end of here. Now that we have all the tools that we need, let's look under the car and see where we need to jack at. Alright, this car is so low. You might want to put some a piece of wood if you need to get up a little higher. But what I'm looking for, this is what the jack pad is going to, I'm going to put the jack pad on here so I can jack up from there. And there should be another location up here too. So this is, so coming out here, this is the front tire, and looking up under the car, there's like a little separator of this rail right here. So this is where I'm going to put the jack at right here, and moving towards the front, the jack stand is going to go under this piece. Wish I could really get my camera up under here, but yeah, that's basically it. So jack stand towards the front of the car, near the front tire, and then it's separated by this piece here. And your car might look different. I got a side skirt tacked on up under here, but this is where I'm gonna jack the car up at right here. Alright, back up under the car, got the jack pad here. Pretty sure it's magnetized. Alright, if you look up under here, got the jack pad sticking up there because it's magnetized. So what I need to do next is put my camera back together because I had to take it apart to get everything under here. So what I'm going to do next is break the lugs off the car. I'm going to grab this guy here. I don't mean literally break the lugs, I mean just loosen them up. So I'm going to put this here. And this is the wrong size. Just kidding, that was the right size. So just didn't push it in all the way. So push that in there. And I'm just going, this thing like extends too. So I'm gonna extend it so I can get more leverage. Loosen that up. I'm going to do that to all of these lugs, both front and back. All right, so the reason we did that while the car was still on the ground is because once the car is in the air, you don't want to make the car unstable. So you don't want a 2-ton car falling on you while you're trying to loosen up some lug nuts, which you could have did on the ground. So that's what I did. So now I'm about to jack the car up. So I'm about to wheel this over to the front side of the car where I put the jack pad at. And the reason I got a low profile jack is because this car is a low profile car. It's low to the ground, so it only makes sense to do that. Probably wouldn't need that on the Challenger. Alright, so every time I get under here, I got to take my mic off the camera and the handle that I use to look at myself. So going back under the car, what I'm trying to do is find that jack pad right there. I'm just going to slide the jack over to it. And if you look here, this is touching my side skirt. So definitely want to position that to where I don't break my side skirt trying to change the tire. Otherwise, I should have just went to Bell Tire or Discount Tire and left them liable for that. But this is something I can do. So let's finish this up. So I want to get that in at a straighter angle. Then I'll slowly start to jack it up. Move it over just a little bit. And then we go from there. All right, now we begin to jack the car up. I'm gonna just jack it up all the way because I can see the back tire coming up too. So I'm gonna get the jack stand. And we're going to place it where I mentioned earlier, right up under here. So we just wanted to straddle this rail right here. And this is the little portion that blocks it or separates the two. So I'm going to jack it up just a little more. And that should be good right there. Alright, so now it's high enough to get off the car. So I'm gonna go put my summer tire on. Actually, let me slowly lower this and see how it goes. Alright, we are good right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack the back of the car up a little bit too and do the same thing. And this is the other side of the car over here. And I just stepped in the puddle of mud. Alright, so in the back of the car, same little rail down there. So this is the back tire. And I'm going to place the jack somewhere over here towards the back of the car, closer towards the back tire, while the jack pad is closer towards the front. So make sure the jack is straddling that little skinny bar, the jack bar. I don't know what the technical term of it is, but we got it there. And I'm gonna slowly release the jack. Yep, that wasn't slow. Now it's time to put the other tires on. This thing is barely off the ground. Alright, now I got the lug wrench. I'm about to finish loosening up these lugs and just take the tire off. Alright, so I'm gonna pull this tire off. And we're gonna put this tire on. Alright, so now I gotta tighten them up with the lugs. Got another set of lugs for the stock tires. And the black one looks better, but the black ones don't have wheel locks. And these are the ones that I want the wheel locks on. So I'm gonna put the wheel locks back on. So I'm gonna finger tighten these up and go across from each other, just to kind of like counterbalance, because you don't want to pull too much to one side of the tire or it's going to be like uneven at the bottom. So I'm going to push the tire down too so I can screw it down more so that the tire is more flat. So I'm just going to tighten these up just a little bit, but not all the way, because it's still on jack stands. Even though that's safer than the jack, I don't want to be moving the car around too much. So I'm going to tighten it up just a little bit, and then when I lower it back on the ground, I'm going to tighten it up. Be careful not to push the tire too hard, because I whacked myself in the forehead trying to make sure it was on all the way. Now I'm going to lower the car back down, and I'm going to try the lazy way to jack the back up higher, to take both jacks from underneath, because I don't feel like moving the pad and going back to the front. All right, now let's jack up the jackety jack. Yoink. And hopefully we can get the front one. See if we can go higher. Nope, being lazy won't work. Got to put the jack pad up under there. So let us slowly lower this one and move the jack pad to the front. Alright, now I'm about to firmly tighten these lug nuts up. Alright, so I got the wheels all buttoned down. So now I got to do the other side, which would be much quicker. So I know what I'm doing now. So let me move the car over. So on the opposite side, I decided to do one tire at a time, just because if I have to move the jack pad, then I might as well just do one tire at a time. Alright, ran into some trouble in paradise. So I got one of the lugs stuck on here, and I already got the car jacked up. So had to hit it with some lube. And what I'm doing is using a hammer and a towel. And I got this here where it's supposed to go all the way in. Not even sure why it's not. So I'm gonna put the towel over here and use the hammer to get it all the way in there. And now I'm going to put this guy in here. There we go. I should have took care of that on the ground, but it is what it is. I thought it was coming off, but it wasn't even getting on there all the way. So I got 3 of them off, and the 2 were stuck on. Alright, so not much longer later. So the back tire only took me like 5 minutes to change. And after I got those lug nuts from unstuck, it was much quicker. But here we go. Got my 20s on here. The car is definitely sitting higher right now. I don't know if it takes a second to settle, but this thing look like a truck. This wheel gap, that's 4 fingers, geez. Alright, yeah, let me try and do something real quick about that. I don't know, maybe if I drive it, it'll settle down. It might take a second to settle since I have the car lifted. This thing look hot though. Let me stand up in this thing. And it's still high. Whatever, I'll check back on it later. But yeah, that wasn't so bad once I figured out where to jack it up at. About to pull the car up in the garage. Got to use it for another video tomorrow. And definitely one of my good looking wheels on there. Alright, after a quick Google search, that's normal. After jumping around and bouncing around in the car, the front went down a little bit and the back is still quite high. It looks crazy back here. Still 4 fingers. Boom. Oh, hot dog in the hallway back here. But all I got to do is drive it a little bit more, or just drive it period, and it should settle back down. With that, I'm about to close out the video. Feels helpful. Don't forget to give it a like. Also, comment and subscribe. Browse my channel because I do more than just tutorials. I actually only have like 2 or 3 tutorials. It's something I actually don't do a lot. But yeah, if you like car content, come follow me. I got a few cars here. Got the Challenger Hellcat, this Camaro, the Blazer RS. Battery died. I was almost done closing the video out, folks. But peace out.